And she wanted me to learn details of makeup and you do this and you do that. And I heard her, but I wasn't really listening because I was like, I'm not putting all that on every day.
Right.
And I wish I would have listened because I ended up having to learn it all.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
she planted a seed.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. She
planted a
did.
seed.
So beauty for me and my family isn't necessarily visual because of the way we live and what we believe and how we want to be there for people in the way that they need us to be. So it wasn't all about how we looked, but we look good doing it.
Welcome to Get Real with Alexis Jones. On this podcast, we'll dive into real relationships with real people guided by the wisdom and perspective of some of the most seasoned voices in our community, our beloved seniors. Each week, we'll unpack the joys, challenges, and lessons learned about love, family, friendship, and everything in between. This is a space for heartfelt conversations, eye-opening truths, and powerful stories that will inspire and challenge the way you think about relationships. We're keeping it honest, unfiltered, and deeply meaningful. So settle in and let's get ready to get real. Let's jump in.
Welcome again to Get Real with Alexis. I am so glad that you've taken the time to listen to a wonderful interview, exciting interview that I have today. Now, you know that. I'm not even going to tell you much. You can tell by looking at my guests, we have some exciting things to talk about. As I said earlier, I was inspired by Renee, and I thought about the song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine, because when I met her in the center where we kind of hang out, and she volunteers, I volunteer, and then we kind of enjoy the company of our other senior friends. I saw her and I noticed her smile, her countenance that was just unusually bright. I mean, she carries light, and I knew nothing about her, but I learned some things that we're going to share with you today. So my guest is the embodiment of those unforgettable words, light and courage. And you're going to see that as we share with you today. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my guest, Renee Purdue Rucker. She hails from Steubenville, Ohio. Renee is a 63-year-old resident of Atlanta, Georgia. She's married with a loving family that includes a stepdaughter, grandson, and son-in-law. Renee has a very, very busy life with a passion for travel, sports, and enjoying delicious food. Her background in sports includes being an all-Ohio Valley All-Star in basketball and volleyball, and she went to state for track and field. Renee also played softball and did gymnastics. Who does all of this? She ran in the New York Marathon, and she has done 17 Peachtree Road races. 17. She is no joke when it comes to sports and adventure. I love her I love your adventurous spirit. I love that. She has been skydiving, hang gliding, parasailing, and she was a motorcycle rider until she sold her bike a few years ago, as well as her golf clubs. Now, did I say she was 63? Keep that in mind. Currently, Renee stays active by walking 5 miles a day, 5 days a week, and playing for the senior women's basketball team. I'm so excited to share that. Renee just finished competing. Am I saying that right? Or campaigning? Competing in the Miss Senior World Pageant 2025. And she's going to tell us all about that. I've never met anybody who competed in a beauty pageant before. I've only seen them on television. I'm so excited. Here she is. Renee's story is a story of enduring light, and it's a light that could have grown completely dim from life circumstances, which she'll share with us today. But instead, her light shines brighter than ever. Renee doesn't just shine, she glows. So today I want to welcome you, Renee, to Get Real with Alexis in my little studio.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you came.
I'm so glad.
This is like the highlight of my day. I've just been looking forward to this. I've been nervous. Like, what do I ask her? I can't ask her everything because we can't sit here all day.
Although I could talk all day.
I know, and me too. So we'll see what we can get done. Okay. All right. So you said that you are originally from Steubenville, Ohio. Did you know I was from Cleveland?
No, I did not. No,
Cleveland.
you were a Buckeye.
I'm a Buckeye. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. But that's enough about me. I want to get to you. When I was in leadership training years ago, there was a question that we were asked to ponder and write down. Now, you're at a slight disadvantage because they gave us some time to think about it and all of that. And I did have to give it some thought, but I want you to take a stab at this. If I were to ask, who are you? How would you answer that question?
Whoa, that's a good question. I guess I would start by saying the way I was raised.
Okay.
Both my parents were the kind of people that gave to their community. And because of that, I became that person too. So if I were to describe myself, I would describe myself as a caring, giving person because that's just all I know.
Yeah.
So volunteering, the second nature, it's what we do. Taking care of other people is what we do. Whether you're feeling up to it or not, it's just your spirit is what we do. So I would best describe myself as a person that cares for people.
Yeah.
That's kind and want to help people.
I can see that in you. I was thinking about this quote. I forgot. I see her face. I can't remember her name, but she's a writer and she writes poetry, but books as well, I think. But anyway, it's on the tip of my tongue, but she wrote, doing for others is the rent we pay for living on the earth.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and I thought about that as you shared it, and I see that in you as well.
I'm paying my rent.
Yeah, you're paying your rent, and you know that you have rent to pay. And that's incredible because sometimes we don't realize that. Yeah. We think we're here for us, but we're here for others. I was going to ask you what shaped you or what shapes you, but you talked about your upbringing.
Yeah, and my mom and dad, they were pillars of the community. My mom was a minister. They fed the community once every month for free in the community center. And anybody that needed a meal that day could come there and eat. And, you see that in your parents and you know that's who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, it becomes a part of you.
It becomes a part of you.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that you're an athlete, and I talked about that in reading your bio, which is I've just never known. I don't even know. How did you come to be able to do and even have an interest in so many different sports?
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with my childhood and my friends, because we all get together. And, when you were kids, you play kickball and all these little things you make up in the street. Yeah. And we were already athletic. And the crazy thing is we were very muscular too. We didn't lift weights, but for some reason we were all just strong children.
Yeah.
So when we started school, we just got into sports, started playing basketball, and gymnastics was really my love at first.
Really?
I loved gymnastics, but I couldn't do the other, like the bar and all that stuff because I was tall. So I did the vault, and I did very well with the vault.
My goodness.
And then track was my other love. And then I just started doing volleyball, everything just came.
So you seem like the type of person that you see something interesting and you say, I think I'd like to try
that. Yes, that is me.
That's how I am too. I'm not with sports. I'm not athletic. But with different things in life, like, I think I'd like to try that.
I'm that way with different things in life now.
Okay.
But it was sports back when I could do all of that stuff. But I'm the same way. The crazy thing about it, I want to try some stuff, but I don't want to stay in it like for a whole year.
Me too.
Let me just do it for a few weeks or a month and then I'm out. I'm on to the next thing. So
we have a lot in common. I'm like that too. Sometimes I think, I wish I could stick to something, but I just want to do it to get it out my system. Then I'm ready to move on to something new.
Yeah, like I took a little crochet class and I was like, oh, okay. And then the crochet teacher came over to me. She looked at, she said, you missed a stitch. And I had like about that much on me. She said, you missed a stitch. She pulled it all out. And that day I was like, well, I guess I'm done crocheting. I thought I had done something, you know.
That sounds like me. I'm telling you. I love that. I heard you say, in terms of all the athleticism and all the sports that you've been involved in, I heard you say life is a competition. Can you explain?
Well, I believe that children should compete because you will be competing for the rest of your life for whatever it is, relationships, jobs. And if you learn sports, you'll learn how to compete in life. It's a great lesson.
Wow.
It's a great lesson. And I believe, but now it could affect you in the way that it affected me, make me overly competitive.
Yeah.
You know, I'm competing with people and they don't even know they're competing with me. But in my head, I'm like,
this is a
I'm gonna
competition.
get there before them, you know. And it's really real.
Right.
But I thought, well, you know, as I get older, maybe that'll, you know, get better, you know. But it hasn't.
But that's who you are. You're competitive.
And I know there's some things that I really can't do that I used to do. But in my head, I can do
I can do that. I don't know what my body is talking about because I can do that.
I can do that.
Is it that if somebody tells you you can't do it, does that make you really want to do it?
It makes me a crazy lady.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up in the pageant.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to tell me about that when we get to the pageant. Okay. So there was something else that you quoted. You said, well, first of all, let me say that many people they're haunted by their fears and their fear of failure, even their fear of success.
Yes.
Fear of sickness, especially in this stage in our life, fear of loss, fear of death. There's just so many things that traumatize us at this stage in life. And I heard you say this, I won't let fear stifle me.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're a true believer of God, you should not let fear stifle you.
Yeah.
There's so many people, even in relationships, people that are single that want someone in their life, but they're afraid to get out there, afraid to date, afraid. But how you going to get your companion? How you going to get what God has for you? You know, he gave you the knowledge and the spirit and to get up and go.
Right.
You got to do your part.
Right.
Whoever that person is, they're out there. You just got to do your part.
That is so true.
Yeah. And when you let that fear keep you from going out there, you'll, like, for instance, with my husband, I got married at 50 years old for the first time.
Really?
Yes. I've been engaged twice before that. And thank God I didn't get married because that would have meant I would have been married twice. This would be my third marriage, right? I got married at 50, but I met my husband online.
Did you?
On Plenty of Fish, yes. And when I tell you Plenty of Fish means Plenty of Fish because I dated a lot of people during the course of that time before I met him. Fear is what keeps people from going online. I mean, I get it. I get it.
True.
But you have to let people know what you're doing. That's what I did. I let my friends and family know, hey, this is where I'm going to be. This is the person I'm out, you know, whatever, and let people know. But if I had not done that, I wouldn't be married. Because it's hard to meet people now.
It is.
You know, the old school way, bumping into somebody at Kroger's or your friend introducing you to her cousin or whatever. That doesn't happen anymore. Dating online is very common. It's a thing now.
It's a thing.
If you want to meet somebody, to me, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah. That's interesting. We've never talked about that. We should have a show just about that.
I never know.
Because there are fears. You know, things can happen.
Yeah.
Things can happen anyway, but you know, and so you know what those things are. But you make a good point that if you say you want to meet somebody, but you don't do what it takes to meet somebody, how are you going to meet them? And that's true.
I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for God.
I'm waiting for God.
God is... he already in you. He's already giving you the energy, the mindset, telling you what to do. All you got to do your part. Move forward.
You got to move.
You got to move forward.
You had a traumatic experience. I saw the YouTube video. I was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe this person that I described at the beginning of our time together today, that's so full of life and your countenance and your glow. Sometimes we don't know what people have been through. So I am so glad that you shared that video with me, and I watched it and I thought about it and I couldn't believe it. So I want you to explain what happened that whole incident. Let's just talk about that for a moment.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, I don't know what happened. The parts that I remember is waking up at Grady Hospital and was told that I had a heart attack.
So you went into work that day.
I was at work.
Tell us, what was your profession? What was your profession?
I work for a company called the Atlanta Downtown Improvement District. It's a private company. It's hospitality, public safety, and I was one of the managers there. And from what I'm told, that day, I don't even remember getting dressed to go to work or anything. As a matter of fact, my husband was out of town that day too. So from what I'm told, I was sitting at my desk and one of the guys that worked in my department came by and hit me on my arm because he thought I was hunched over looking in a file cabinet and I didn't move. So he hit me again. He was like, she's trying to ignore me. But when he realized I didn't move, he touched my hand. I was already cold. I was already dead. Pulled me out of the chair, started doing CPR, defibrillator, and they brought me back.
My goodness.
And so that was what I was told because, like I said, I don't remember any of it. So I was in a coma for 3 days, like they freeze your body. And then on the third day, like in the Bible, I rose from the dead, right? And then, that's how you know how much you're loved. Because there were so many people in that hospital every day. They had to open up a whole nother room for the people
that
come
were coming to see
me.
you. Oh my goodness.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I know that helped in my healing with all the prayers.
I'm sure. And the love.
And the love. So I leave the hospital. I go to a rehab and they help me adjust. They don't know why I had the heart attack. My arteries were fine. Everything was fine. My heart just stopped beating. And the scary thing about that is I'm doing all the right stuff. I'm eating right, exercise, and I still had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So
for no known reason.
No known reason. Heart just said to stop. And the part that scared me, that made me realize that I could be stifled by fear, was when I had to go to the doctors and where I had to park, there was no elevator and had to walk up the steps. And I was afraid to walk up the steps because I thought,
this was the first time.
My first time out by myself.
Sure.
And I was like, if it happens on these steps, I'll be stuck in these steps. So, but I went up, I made it, everything was fine. And it was just a little thing about being by myself because that day, had I not been at work, I would have been gone because my husband wasn't home.
Yeah.
I would have been gone. So it was this thing about being around people. Now, before all this happened, I'm the oldest of 5 children. I'm the one that's in charge, basically,
Yeah.
So I'm used to being around people, having people around me. And because I have such a big family, and then now this happens and now there's nobody around, and I'm thinking, I hope nothing happens.
That's understandable though, because I would think something, I can't imagine. But something that traumatic has to change you. You have to look at things a little differently, in different way. Besides the immediate trepidation afterwards, which is, I don't know who wouldn't be like that. I'd be deathly afraid because first of all, you don't even know why you had it. I think a reason might have given you something like, okay, just don't do this.
Right, exactly,
But
exactly.
what do you stop doing when you're doing all the things that your body needs you to do? So that's scary.
It was scary.
How did you overcome those fears? And was there any other ways that traumatic incident changed you?
Well, one of the ways that it changed me, it changed my relationship with the guy that saved my life.
Yeah. Don't apologize.
I never cry when I bring it up, but
he saved your life.
Happened, every time I see him, I cry. And even though we don't work together anymore, we talk and we have this bond. I forgot what they call it when somebody saves your life. I can't remember the
Yeah.
term for it, but whatever that is,
Mhm.
we have that. And so now I just have this thing, this endearment for him
Yeah.
for saving my life. If he had not stopped by my desk that day and came back a second time to make sure I was okay, I would have been gone. I mean, so for that, I have this great love for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I can call it. Somebody saves your life, you attach to them for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So that part of my life changed.
Mhm.
But I've always been grateful for life.
Mhm.
I've always been thankful. So I can't really say that I have this overwhelming need for more because I've always lived my life where if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. If I want
Mhm.
something, I'm going to
Mhm.
get it.
Yeah.
I always live my life that way. Right now, my goal is to see the whole United States.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at 65%. So
Really?
if I'm going to keep going till I see every bit. I don't need to go out of the country anymore. I used to work for American Express Travel as a travel agent for 10 years. So I've been to many countries. I haven't seen the whole United States. Makes no sense. I know more about other countries than I do
Yeah.
about where I live. So
Amazing.
that got into
Yeah.
my system. So now I'm trying to make sure I see every bit of the United States.
You know what I was thinking about when you said you have this bond that it's hard to explain between you and the gentleman that saved your life. I'm sitting here thinking he could have poked you because he was poking you in fun.
Yeah, he was.
Right. So he could have poked you one time and went
And
on,
went on.
on about his business,
Yep.
thinking, I'll see her later.
Yep.
As we do. What made him come back and do it again? And why is it that you ended up in work where people are trained? You trained people to do what he did
I did.
for you.
I was overtraining,
Oh
and
my
I had to make
goodness.
sure everyone knew CPR. That was my thing. Ended up
Incredible.
being the thing to save my
But
life.
your life, you lost your life. You didn't just pass out. You lost your life.
Yeah.
You were lifeless.
Yes, I was gone.
And now here you are just filled with life,
Yeah,
more determined than ever.
yeah.
Why? How did you overcome those fears? Was it just
God,
time? Okay.
God.
Yeah.
It was God
Yeah.
because I prayed to take that fear away from me
Mhm.
because I got to live. I got to live. I'm going to be by myself sometime and sometime I'm not. So I prayed. I asked God to take that away from me, and He did.
Yeah.
And He did.
Yeah.
And I'm alone sometimes, and I don't even think about it,
Right.
but it's God.
Of
I'm not
course.
doing anything. I'm just doing what He tells me.
Yeah. And you prayed and he answered your
He
prayer.
answered my prayers.
And we know it's his will for us not to live in fear.
It is.
But who, naturally speaking, wouldn't be fearful after that? Only God can take this away from you
He did it. He really did it.
and cause you to live again as you're used to doing. You're the
Mhm.
kind of person who's engaged in life
Yeah.
fully. And then you wanted to be that person again.
Yes.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's just so many lessons you can glean from that. So many metaphors you can glean because sometimes we're at points in our lives that may not be physically dead, but we're dead. How can we breathe again? Because life can do that to you. So many things happen in our lives. And as seniors, we see so much.
Yes.
We experience so much.
Yeah.
So much loneliness, so much fear, economic struggles, loss and grief. And you think, how I lost my son in January. And there have been times when I think, how can I breathe again? How do because my world changed. And so now I'm fighting. I want to live. God wants me to live.
Yeah.
My son wants me to live.
Yeah.
But there's this big hole in your heart.
Yes.
That just saps the life out of you.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
I get it. My dad passed away 2023, and it's crazy because it feels like it was last year.
Yeah.
I keep saying
Not
last
crazy.
year.
Yeah.
Talking about it. oh, my dad passed away. No, it was 2023. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And my mom actually passed away in 2013, a hole in my heart. And so I just thought, it just messed me up. And then my dad passed, and I just really had both of them in my mind, you know. I lost both my parents. Like I'm an orphan, like, you know, and it's a hard thing to deal with. Everybody deals with it differently.
Absolutely.
You know, but I had to ask God to help me with this, help me deal with it so that it doesn't consume my life, because I know both of them would not want me to sit in this.
Absolutely.
Prayer answers everything.
Yeah.
Maybe not as quick as you want it to.
Yeah.
But it will.
It will.
Because I used to cry every day when my mom died, and then eventually I stopped crying
A little bit less. I
till I
understand.
stopped crying when, like, maybe I think of it, you know, cry a little bit. Then when my dad died, it was a mess. And then I just asked God to heal me, make me back whole so that it doesn't consume me anymore. And he did that for me.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I can relate to that. It does take time. You know, you just don't snap out of situations. You have to, in fact, I think that God takes us on a journey where we have to go through. You know, there's a verse in Psalm 23, yea, though I walk through the valley. We don't bypass the valleys, but he takes us through.
Yes.
And the valley experience can be painful and dark and uncertain and scary.
Yeah.
But he takes us through. There's something that we gain in the journey, whether it's the journey as you and I are describing, where there's loss and grief or other circumstances in our lives that are just so traumatic. And we ask the question, why? You know, why?
Yeah.
I discovered, you know, with that question, Renee, I'm asking that question, but it's really grief that's asking it, because even if you gave me a why, you know, let me just say that
not going to understand.
I'm still not going, and I'm not going to be satisfied.
But you know what? My question has always been, and I can never get an answer. And I have all these pastors in my family. None of them can answer it. Well, they do have an explanation for it, but it's not one that I've adopted. But my question is, why do bad things happen to good people?
A universal question.
All of these bad actors out here live the longest.
Yeah.
Like the meanest folk live the longest.
Yeah.
It's like all these great people. And of course, I say that because my parents were good people.
Yeah.
Why did they have to die and the way that they died? I mean, it just did not make sense. And I'm going to be honest with you. When my mom got sick, I stopped believing in God, because I thought, how could a God let my mom die like this? She's a good person. She has done nothing but good things for strangers. We had homeless people at our table for dinner a lot. And you better sit there and you better not say a word. And just good people, both my parents. And I don't understand how this could happen to them.
Yeah.
So I stopped believing in God.
Yeah.
I stopped praying. I didn't even pray when I ate. I just stopped everything. And then one day, I realized I can't live this life without him. I was like, you dummy, what were you thinking? I mean,
You were grieving.
just, I mean, and that was a year.
Yeah.
I threw away all my gospel music. I threw away Christmas.
Yeah.
I was so mad at God.
Yeah. People don't understand that being honest about your feelings is healing and healthy, because we often think, I dare not say or be angry with God.
Right.
I was angry. I was angry with God. I was angry with me. I was angry with the medical staff and some other folks. I was angry. I was angry that people were putting gas in their cars. I was like, don't you know my son is gone? What are you doing? What are you doing? Where you going? The world needed to stop.
Right.
Because Herman was gone.
Yes.
And I'm angry. I was in the grocery store, and I'm standing in the middle of the grocery store, and I'm looking around like, what are these people buying groceries? Don't they know that I wanted to scream, everybody go home.
Go home.
We do that. Grief does that. And some people get angry, some don't. I got angry. In fact, I was so angry. I scheduled a podcast, and some people that follow all of my episodes, they know this. I met a counselor, Vernon Gramley. He's just amazing. And I asked him if he would do an episode with me on grief and anger. Because I told him, now I understand the sadness and the pain. You expect that, right?
Yeah.
I did not expect the anger. And
people don't talk about that part.
They don't want to talk about that part. They don't want to talk about that part. And I'm saying, and you're saying, it's all a part of grieving, and to just lock it in does not bring you to healing and overcoming that. You'll never stop missing your loved one. You never will.
No.
You never will. But you will be stuck in grief if you don't acknowledge authentically, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Even if it's ugly.
Yeah.
Even if the thoughts are ugly.
Yeah.
Like, why did I lose my son? Why didn't she lose hers? All those just things that I dare not say out loud. But if I'm honest, I want to know why it had to be my son.
Right.
So, yeah.
When I hear people talk about their mom, why she call me? She keep calling me. She keep bugging me. I don't want to talk to her. I'm thinking, I wish my mom was here bugging me. What are you talking about? I just blasphemy. Why would you say that about your mama?
I know. You go through all of that with loss and grief. And so what we're saying to you, listening audience, is whatever you're facing, face it. Because it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful.
Yeah.
But if you want to get through to the other side, you have to go through it. You have to face it. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Be honest with it.
You got to be honest with it.
Yeah.
You got to be honest with it. And speaking of going through it and getting on the other side of it, so to speak, I want to talk about your experience in this beauty pageant because I wanted the audience to see you as a whole person. A lot of times we see all this glamour and we don't often know the person that is shining so brightly and what has caused them to shine in spite of the obstacles that they've had to face.
Yeah.
And so that's why I ask you those questions.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you got involved in it and just don't leave out anything.
So I'll start with, in my building, there's a young lady that does pageants. And we were talking about, I said, I would love to do a pageant because my nickname is Queen. My DJ name is Queen Love. My tag has Queen. I'm Queen everything. Brooches all the time with crowns on it. I'm just obsessed with Queen.
Yeah.
Everything. I was like, if I could be crown queen, that would just be the icing on the cake, right?
Yes.
So I decided I'm going to find a pageant and get in it. So I found a pageant, filled out the paperwork, sent my money, and they sent me a letter back and they said, "You're too old." I'm what?
How dare they?
I said, okay. So I went on the internet and I said, senior pageant.
Did you know a such thing existed?
No, did not. I just put in senior women's pageant and boom, this popped up. Some other ones popped up too. And I picked this one, signed up for it, went and got a coach because I've been in a pageant before in high school. They have this pageant called the Jabberwock. It's sponsored by the Delta Sigma Theta. I was in that and I got Miss Congeniality, but that was in high school and there was no training involved in that. And then, so I got a coach.
Did you know that there was such thing as a beauty pageant coach?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I knew there were coaches.
Okay.
And so I felt like I wanted to do this right. Well, I got someone to train me and help me navigate the whole system. So she taught me how to walk. We practiced answering questions. We practiced turns and moves and just everything that she felt like I was going to need. She helped me with my wardrobe. And, there's so many like nuances about being in pageants that I wouldn't have even thought about had I not had a coach.
Yeah.
When you're in a pageant, you have to be prepared 24/7, which means say you're staying in a hotel and you run downstairs, well, you need to be in full glam when you walk out the room because the judges may be in the hotel and the people that are running it may see you, and you don't want to be in slippers or a
Right.
nightgown.
Right.
So you have to be in full glam every time you step out the door.
Oh
And
my.
I would have never thought
Never.
about that. I'm like, I'm going to be in full glam when I'm on the stage, when I'm doing this. But no,
I never would have thought that.
you have to be looking right 24/7. And I don't care what event they're having, you have to be dressed for everything they do. So that was an eye opener, that part of it. So it's very expensive to be in it because, you have to have a lot of different clothes.
Mhm.
They have one part where you wear active wear. My active wear was my basketball uniform, and my daughter blinged out my little basketball and everything.
I saw that. That was really
She
cute.
did. Yeah, it was really cute.
I loved it.
And then I had to have a gown and had to have, they made us do a little dance step thing. And I am not a dancer. And I know you are. And I wished I had your legs when I was doing this. I'm not a dancer. When they sent me that, I was like, God, now I'm just not a dancer. And a lot of it is because my knees aren't good right now. When you have good knees, you can dance.
It
Even
is
if
harder.
it's not good.
It's
but
harder when
it's
your
harder
knees.
when your
Yeah.
knees are messed up. So I started trying to practice this dance they gave me.
So is
and
this a dance that you all would need to do as a group?
As a
Okay,
group.
that when I look at pageants, when they're dancing as a
Yeah.
group, that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
I was so worried because I was like,
Oh.
I'm just not a dancer. So I practiced that. And of course, while I was practicing, I have like bone on bone on this leg. And I went to the right and boom, my knee popped out. So now I'm limping before the pageant.
Oh my goodness.
I had to go get a shot in my knee, which carried me through.
Yeah.
But that was probably the scariest part for me. Dancing, I can do the walk and I don't mind talking, but when it came to that dancing thing, and so in this particular one, you didn't have to have a talent. They just based it on your interview. For the most part, I loved the experience. It was, I think one of the other things that surprised me about it, you may be familiar with this growing up in Ohio. It's predominantly white city, student village.
Mhm.
And so, of course, my high school is predominantly white. So when I did gymnastics, I was the only Black person on the team, and I was alone. Not even my coach was helping me.
Yeah.
My teammates never came to cheer for me. I was alone. But because of my competitive spirit, I still did well.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when I went to this pageant, I felt like I was back at
Being alone.
being alone in high school because I don't know if it's my presence, my being tall and Black. I don't know what it is, but people don't approach me. I have to approach you. So that kind of surprised me. They were all taking pictures together and everything, and no one came over.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
I had to go over there. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you? I'm Renee. I'm from
Yeah.
Georgia. That kind of bothered me. I
Of
thought,
course.
of all places, it seems like people would be
Yeah.
like, hey. Now, I can't say everyone wasn't that way. I met maybe about 4 or 5 ladies that were really nice. But the last day, 2 women came over to me, white females, and they said, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you. Now, I've been with you for a whole week, and all of y'all walked right past me.
You couldn't miss me.
Can't miss me. I'm the tallest person in the room. I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you. No, you weren't trying to meet me.
Right.
And so it just took me back to high school. And I
Yeah.
thought, I'm not trying to relive that life. And when I left, I thought, I'm going to do another pageant, but it won't be here. I'm
Yeah.
going to do another pageant someplace else. But then I started thinking about it. And, since we're alike, that one time was enough.
And I get that.
I'm moving on to
I
something
get
else.
that. I get it.
I won't be doing that again.
When you have the experience,
Yeah.
okay, the thrill is gone,
I'm done.
as BB King would say.
Right. I'm done. And I was
Yeah.
like that. I used to do comedy too. And I thought I was going to start back doing that. And then one day I was like, you know what? I don't want to put that much energy into anything
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not going back. I love comedy though, but I just don't have the energy.
I can imagine that takes a lot of
It
energy.
takes the energy, a lot of time. And people are funny, especially Black people.
Uh-huh.
If you don't come out there like that, They are going to get you. They're going to make you feel bad. They're going to boo you, harass you. You got to come right.
Yeah, and right away.
Right away, walking out on the
Yep,
stage.
yep.
So that's a lot of pressure. And I
Yeah,
thought,
it is.
I'm retired. I'm not trying to be under anybody else's pressure.
Right.
So I did it. I'm moving forward. And it
Yeah.
was a great experience, something I will never forget.
Yes.
And I'm happy with the way it turned out.
So this last competition was Miss Senior World, but you have on a sash.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
tell
Miss
us.
Senior World Georgia
Okay.
because I represented Georgia.
Okay.
I represented
Okay.
Georgia.
All right.
Now,
It's beautiful.
there was 5 people representing Georgia, but they had different Georgia titles. So I'm representing Georgia Senior. There was another young lady who was in the 50 category. She was representing Georgia Hospitality.
Okay.
And she won.
She won Miss Senior World?
Miss Senior World 50-year-old.
In that 50-year
in the 50-year-old category. Black female.
Oh, wow. So,
from Ohio.
really?
Yes.
Really?
She won.
So I heard you say earlier you didn't have to do swimsuit competition. I know everybody's wondering.
Yeah.
Did you have to do swimsuit? No.
No. And thank
I was like,
God.
I know. I was like, oh no, I'm out.
And if they would have had competition, I probably would have done comedy or DJ or something like that. Something I really like doing.
Yeah.
They did what they call active wear. Like I said, I did the basketball. They did the gowns. And we did one more outfit, which I can't think of what it was. Oh, they call it runway. And so you had to wear something that you would see in New York on the runway. So I went to an expert here in Atlanta. I don't know if you know about the Wilburn sisters.
I don't.
You must go see them. They are located on Peachtree Street, right across the street from the Georgia Pacific building. They're in the hotel there. And they've been there for years. They create and make all kind of clothes. They created this jumpsuit for me that you probably saw it in one of the pictures, the orange sparkly thing. They made that for me. It was a jumpsuit with a long sparkly cape.
Oh my.
She made a hat for me. She made the little like the armbands and everything. I mean, she did a great job on it.
Oh
Great.
my.
I got a high score on that one too.
Yeah.
Called the Wilburn Sisters on Peachtree Street.
I think we should meet there one day.
Well, we can. Okay. Anytime. Just let me know.
I like that.
Yeah.
The Wilburn sisters.
The Wilburn Sisters. They are part of Atlanta history. Their mom taught them to sew. So they've been sewing since they were little kids. And all they got to do is look at something and they can put it together. Matter of fact, she told me when I showed her what I wanted, she said, I can make that while you're standing there.
Are you kidding?
I was like,
what a gift.
So she made it and I picked it up and I wore it in the contest and I got good scores on it because
How many different outfits did you have to?
I had 4.
Okay.
On stage, but I had to buy a lot of other outfits for like, all the different events they had that we had to go to.
That you have to be in full glam.
You had to be in full glam for. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it, did you feel pressured?
I did enjoy it. I like I said, that one part that discouraged me that people weren't as friendly as I felt like they should have been. Cause I'm like, we're in our 60s and 50s and 70s,
and we're all doing this together. Are you kidding me?
It was weird. It was weird. But if it wasn't for that, outside of that, I had a great time.
Well, they missed out on an opportunity to know you.
Yeah.
They missed out. Yeah. Whatever their hangups were, they missed out. They missed something very special. Now, since you have participated, thinking about the beauty pageant and just not thinking about it, both sides of that coin, what does beauty mean to you? And has that shifted since you did the pageant?
It's weird for me because growing up and doing sports, my mother was a glam lady, like boom, makeup, dress. Every time she stepped out, she was bad. She always got compliments. And because I played sports, my mom was worried that I was gonna be, boyish. Like, so she was like, come here, put this lipstick on. 'Cause she
Oh,
put makeup on me
really?
like most girls.
Yeah,
They sneak and put makeup on. My
right.
mom pulled me in the bathroom, put this eyeliner on, this lipstick
Mhm.
on. So
I
I started
love
wearing
that.
makeup.
Love that.
My mom was like, mm-mm,
This is what a lady
that's how
does.
you do
Yeah,
it. You
I
sit
love
down,
that.
your legs are
Yeah,
closed. My mom was a lady's lady. So she did not play. Like,
I love
so
that.
this whole glamour beauty thing started as a kid with her. We were in a lot of fashion shows when we were younger. My sister is 6 feet tall. She was a model. And my mom modeled and I did like little stuff. I wasn't
Mhm.
into it like they were
Mhm.
because, I had to play basketball and play softball. I had to do what I had to do. And so if my mom was alive, she would have loved this pageant
Yeah.
thing. Oh my
Oh
gosh, she
my
would have
goodness.
just loved it. She would have been surprised
Yeah.
that I even did it,
Yeah.
you know.
I could see her just sitting there so proud of you,
Yeah.
like, because of everything that she poured into you.
And she wanted me to learn details of makeup and you do this and you do that. And I heard her, but I wasn't really listening because I was like, I'm not putting all that on every day.
Right.
And I wish I would have listened because I ended up having to learn it all,
Yeah,
you
but she
know.
planted a seed.
She did.
Yeah,
She
she
did. She
planted a
did.
seed.
So beauty for me and my family isn't necessarily visual because of the way we live and what we believe and how we want to be there for people in the way that they need us to be. So it wasn't all about how we looked, but we looked good doing it.
Mhm, mhm,
Whatever it was, we
mhm.
looked good doing it.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. There's an inner beauty that we sometimes overlook, but it doesn't mean you have to neglect this.
Yeah. It's really strange. I was just telling somebody this the other day. And this is gonna sound really weird, but when I was a little girl, a little dark-skinned little girl, it's different when I was a little girl for some
Mhm.
reason. Dark skin, light skin thing was
Mhm.
happening then.
Mhm.
And
I
and so my
understand.
sister is 4 years younger than me, and she was light skinned. And when people would come, they would see my sister and they'd be, oh, she's so cute. And I'm a little kid too. And
Yeah.
I
And you
heard
didn't hear
that.
that.
I heard them talking to her, but I'm thinking, what? I didn't really know how to express that or how to feel about it till I got older and I saw what it was. And so when I was a kid, I remember thinking, oh, I wish I had pretty hair and pretty eyes. And it felt like the Wizard of Oz because I got older and realized I had it. I had pretty hair, pretty eyes. So I didn't even know it because nobody said it to me. No one mentioned it. It was weird. And I got to be an adult is when I realized it was the light skin, dark skin thing. They didn't see the beauty in the dark skin girl. They wasn't trying to, nor did they ever say anything. But I had to be an adult to find out all the things that I wanted, I already had.
But what got you there? And you're absolutely right. That's a thing, the light skin, dark skin.
Yeah.
And for me, being a lighter skin, I had this low self-esteem because now I'm not black, but I'm not white. So I didn't fit anywhere. So I was often rejected because of what you said about your sister. I might be accepted easier by some people, which mean my darker friends would reject me or have some animosity against me because of something that I can't change.
Yeah.
I came here
Yeah.
with this hue, right?
Right.
And so we were doomed both ways. But my question is, when did you begin to realize that you had beauty? When did you realize that black was beautiful, that dark skin was beautiful? Because you didn't get that you obviously got it from your mom. But a lot of times in our lives, the people that we encounter, we hope that they validate if our mom says we're beautiful, you want those people out there to validate. And then when that doesn't come, it's like, wait a minute. When did you overcome that? Or how did you overcome that?
I think my mom and dad did recognize that that was a thing.
Yes.
So they did reiterate to me that I was a beautiful black girl. But I had one aunt that lived in North Carolina. Every time she would come to Ohio, she would say, where's that beautiful chocolate girl? And that would just make me feel so good. Like, it ain't just my mom and dad, because it's different when your mom and dad
Because they're supposed to.
Yeah, yeah. She said, "Where's that beautiful chocolate girl?" And I just feel so good, like she noticed me, you know? And I think it started with that, you know, and
Yeah.
then as time went on, it got better. Now, the crazy thing is, in the 70s and 80s, it still was a lot of that, like light skin, long hair. I was tall. I had long hair, but I was dark and I wasn't in. I wasn't in vogue. Like that's not what people wanted. And speaking of in vogue, they didn't even have dark skinned girls on any of their things, or like only like Essence would have dark skinned girls and dark skinned guys. So it was the thing all the way, I feel like, until like 80s, late 80s, early 90s is when dark skinned people started really being accepted for, you know, who they were. So I think during that time, I think it was more my discovery too. Like I am okay, you know, with who I am. And, you know, you could live your life and ignore it, but it still exists, you know, it still exists.
It does. How important is it for us to get to a place where we can look in the mirror and be pleased at what we see? How important is that?
It's very important. I think that's just something you have to have a come to Jesus talk with yourself and realize that, okay, if I'm not satisfied with something about me and I feel the need to change it and it's gonna make me feel better, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what you do. I mean, I was just trying to think of anything that other than losing weight, like all of us, you gain weight, you lose weight, you gain weight, you
Up and
lose
down,
weight,
up,
you know,
down,
all that. But other than that, you know, if there's something about yourself that you can change or you can make better, make it better. Why not? And don't listen to other people. Or you want to cut your hair, you want your hair to grow, you want to wear a wig, whatever it is you want to do, what's going to make you feel good? And what makes me feel good is bling.
I like bling.
Wherever I go, if I see something shiny, I'm going over there.
I know, it just kind of draws
It draws me in. I'm just, and that was the other thing about this pageant. All the women there were in the bling. And so I was like, I'm in my element.
Bling everywhere.
Everywhere. I was just, but then, like I said, if they were more friendly, I could have just lived there forever. But everything is bling with them. Shoes, everything is bling. I was like, these are my people.
These are my people.
And that's what makes me happy. It is the weirdest thing, but seeing bling,
I love it.
just
I love
does
it.
something to. It's like seeing the sun. Like I'm happy.
I'm
you know?
with you. I love it. I
Isn't that
love
weird?
it.
And when I was a little
I
kid,
enjoy it.
I would have never gone towards bling. Like I didn't even think like that.
Yeah.
But now bling is everywhere. My husband was like, everything. How you got to do all this?
I've got, you know, I lined in, so I've got 2 pair of sneakers that are bling. You know, that's the white pair with all the silver bling. And I recently bought a red pair. I'll show it to you after the problem. And I wore those the day that my son and I volunteered to serve the seniors for Thanksgiving luncheon. Because I had to be comfortable. I said, I'm wearing my red bling shoes.
And everybody saw them. And
then I put some red lipstick on.
See? And
it felt good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
My car is blinged out. When you get to my car, the license plate is bling. Inside, the steering wheel is bling. Every bling is everywhere. So people get in my car, first they got to take a tour. They're like, oh, yes. You got bling there. You got
oh my goodness. I love it.
I
love it, Renee. A happy car. I love that. Okay. A couple of things before we close our time together. Are there any takeaways or life lessons that you learned that you want to share? And maybe a better way to ask that would be, what does "it's never too late" mean to you? Because I'm thinking about all the things that you've done since you were a little girl, and you had the gall to compete in a beauty pageant in your 60s, and you haven't slowed down yet. You're looking for the next thing, as long as it doesn't cause you any stress. Because we don't want stress at this point in our life. We just want to enjoy our lives. So sometimes you hear seniors say, well, it's too late. It's too late for this. It's too late for that. Too late for relationships. Too late for marriage. Too late to do a beauty pageant. Too late to wear my bling. Whatever. What does "it's never too late" mean to you?
Just what it says. It's
It's
never too late to do whatever it is that you desire You have to do whatever your heart desires. And you can't let somebody tell you, you too old, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. If I would listen to people, I wouldn't be half the person I am today.
True.
When I was 28 years old, I built a house in Old Fourth Ward.
No.
When I was building the house, one of my girlfriends said, you know, I won't be down to visit you because you're living in a cesspool. I said, okay, well, I won't count on you. One of my one of my other family members was like, how you going to build a house? Where you going to get the money from? Why are you worried about that? I'm building a house. Here's my plans. You should be happy for me. I'm the first female to build a house in my family at 28 years old. So if I had listened to all those naysayers, like, you can't do that, or you not, that's all I need to hear. And I did it. And then who comes to visit me? All those naysayers, you know.
Of course.
So you cannot listen to people. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever your heart desires, do it. Do it now. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Do it now.
Like,
I like that.
People are talking about, I'm going to retire. When I retire, I'm going to do this. Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now. Don't wait till you retire, because you retire, a lot of people can't walk good. They got illnesses, all these things going on. Don't wait. Take care of your business. Retire now if you can. Don't wait.
Yeah, so you can enjoy it.
So you can enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
All these people wait till they in their late 60s, early 70s to retire, and now they can't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, don't listen to people. Oh, don't take your Social Security at 62. Why?
Why? I felt the same way. I was like, I may not live to 70.
Right. Yeah, but look, that's what they're banking on.
Right. That's what they're banking on.
So do it now. Do everything you want to do now. And don't listen to other people, because what people do is they try to put their fears on you. They're afraid.
Yes.
So they want you to be afraid.
Yes.
So they trying to stop you from doing whatever it is you want to do, because they will be afraid to do it. So when I was building the house, people like, they couldn't do it. They couldn't figure out how they could do it. So they were fearful, and they wanted me to be fearful.
Exactly.
I couldn't be fearful. I didn't have time to be fearful. I had to live my life. I had to do what I had to do right then, you know?
That is so true, Renee. People are fearful, and whether they do it intentionally or not, they project those fears on another person if they can.
If they
They need to stop you from doing what it is you said you wanted to do.
Because they're afraid.
Because they're afraid. Because they're afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid for me and for you too.
Right.
So let's nobody do anything. So I find you have to surround yourself or connect yourself to people who will boost you instead of pull you down.
Like-minded people. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. I have some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Nothing too complicated.
Okay.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Train or plane?
Plane.
Football or basketball?
I'm going to say football.
Because it's football season?
Because I have gravitated towards football. And and you know what? When I see it, I'm like, oh, they got hurt. Oh. And so why am I watching it?
I know.
But I can't turn away. It's a train wreck.
Risk or safety?
I've been doing risk all my life.
Change or stability?
That's a hard one, because I love some stability, but I will change.
Yeah. Parasailing or skydiving?
I've done both.
Wealth or health?
Ooh, health. Health.
Give or receive?
Give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your life were a message, to others, what would you want them to hear most?
Kindness. Kindness is everything.
Yeah. I love that. Well, I have really enjoyed this conversation. I have done my best not to go on for hours, because I could easily do that.
I've enjoyed it too.
But I really thank you for coming and allowing me to interview you so that our audience can know. I wanted to know more about you, and I wanted everybody else to as well. So we're reminded that in talking to Renee, that beauty is not just something you see on the outside. And there's something about your life experiences that shape the beauty inside of you. And I think that just kind of resonates outside. It's the glow that I see in you and in others who have allowed themselves to live life, the good, the bad, the painful, to live it, to endure it, to go through it, and to shine brighter because of it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I see in you. And I so appreciate you being here. And I hope that you all glean some nuggets from our discussion today. This woman is a life-changing force. And I wanted her to share a piece of herself with us today. So I hope that you are inspired, encouraged, motivated to do and become all that God purposed for you to become.
Yes.
So that is our wish and our prayer for you. And we thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe and comment. We want to hear from you. And thank you for being here with me on Get Real with Alexis. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.